So what we learned this year was continued progress. Great to hear some new members like KPN and Turk Telecom joining the Purple Foundation. That was excellent to hear. The turnout in terms of the metrics for attendees and number of companies participating this year was higher than ever before. So that's all good. It is, I think on the more realistic side, it's hard work. And one of the things that the foundation's participants are finding is that as soon as they solve one problem, that actually has a way of yielding a requirement to do something else that hadn't been properly thought through previously. So the obvious example of that is that they're now trying to develop a process for certifying applications as well as certifying Purple hardwares. All extremely important, all extremely necessary, but it just shows the kind of the scale of the challenge to still be overcome. So the main announcements, I think, for me were, I think I may have already mentioned, but the KPN and Turk Telecom joining as members. The targets that Verizon have talked about. There are 2 vendors solutions available in terms of Purple security apps. Fantastic to have a third by the end of the year, and there are a couple of others that are there or thereabouts as well. So in terms of the security side of the Purple equation, the security app, that ecosystem is moving along very nicely as well, and that's tremendously important. So the nature of any collaborative ecosystem is that collaboration and competition are in place together. It's not either or, they go together. What the ecosystem is trying to do and making very good progress at doing is eliminating some of the basic areas where vendors and participants in the ecosystem have to put in an inordinate amount of time to do things slightly differently from one partner, one vendor to the next. And that we really don't need. We need some of the baseline stuff to be established and agreed upon and rendered a formality. And then we can innovate and do cleverer things to differentiate on top of that. That's the objective of the ecosystem, as with other open source ecosystems. Fantastic progress being made against those goals, but a good way still to go. So encouragingly, though not very surprisingly, there were a number of folks speaking at the summit that talked about security continuing to be one of the 2 most important, most popular apps, along with Wi-Fi optimization. That nothing has changed there. So what this year's summit showed us is that the long-term goals remain the same. The commitment remains similar. Some good news in terms of new members like KPN and Turk Telecom joining. More attendees than ever before. Ongoing ongoing positive momentum. But a lot of the work is hard and ongoing, and it's almost like you fix one problem. And then the fixing of a problem yields a requirement for another problem. So the obvious example of that is the work that's going on now, the conversations that are going on, certifying applications as well as certifying hardware. So the ball is moving. Everybody is impatient for commercialization to move at a faster pace. But again, some of the momentum is there as well in terms of Verizon with. I think it's 10 million Purple compatible routers that they're looking to convert by the end of next year. Orange are also talking about bringing that program to France, not just some of the African markets where they're present. So a lot of good stuff, but a long way to go before we get this at high scale.